Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the April 23rd virtual meeting of the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission. The time is 11:02, and I call this meeting to order. Mr. Saeed, can you please read the notice of the public meeting?
Commissioner, this is a regularly scheduled meeting of the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission's 2026 annual meeting schedule. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the Senator Byron M. Baer Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of the meeting was provided to the Asbury Park Press, Bergen Record, Courier Post, Star Ledger, and the Trenton Times on December 8th, 2025. The agenda and information regarding the virtual nature of the meeting and the ability to live stream was also posted on the CRC website. The meeting time and location has also been posted on the website of the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission and with the Office of the Secretary of the State.
Thank you, Mr. Saeed. Can you please take roll call?
Commissioner Ferraro?
Present.
Commissioner Lawfer?
Present.
Commissioner Mapp?
Here.
Commissioner Nash?
Present.
We now have a quorum.
The first order of business today are the elections of chair and vice chair. Pursuant to S-4847, a new vice chair shall be elected upon the expiration of the current vice chair's term, even if that member remains on the commission until that member's successor is duly appointed and qualified. The law authorizes the commission members appointed by the Senate President or the Speaker of the General Assembly to hold the office of Vice Chair. And since I am currently in holdover status, Commissioner Ferraro is the understandable choice for Vice Chair. As such, nominations are now in order for the office of Vice Chair, and I would like to nominate Commissioner Ferraro. Are there any other nominations for Vice Chair? Hearing none, the nominations are now closed. I would like to recognize at this time Commissioner Ferraro if she would like to make any remarks before we proceed to voting.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair. I certainly want to take a second to thank you so much for your service as Commissioner and also Vice Chair. We owe you a great deal of gratitude for your work. You have served with dedication, commitment, integrity, and just pure grace. And for that, I'm very grateful, as I know our broader community is just as grateful. And thank you so much for laying down this foundation as we continue to build on that.
Thank you for the kind words, Commissioner Ferraro. Okay, so there being no other nominations for Vice Chair, is there any discussion on this matter? Any abstentions? Hearing none. Mr. Saeed, can you please call the vote?
Commissioner Ferraro?
Yes.
Commissioner Lawfer?
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp?
Yes.
Commissioner Nash?
Yes.
The motion passes.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Vice Chair.
Thank you for your confidence, all of you.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate that.
We will now turn to the next item of business, which is the election of a chair. Nominations are now in order for the office of chair. Do I have any nominations?
Commissioner Nash, I would like to nominate Commissioner Lawfer, who comes to the board with a great amount of experience, having worked in Trenton within the legislative process. He brings a significant amount of experience regarding legislation. Hence, it is my pleasure to nominate him as chair of the CRC.
Thank you, Commissioner Matt. Commissioner Lawfer is nominated as chair. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, the nominations are now closed. I would like to recognize Commissioner Lawfer for any remarks before we proceed to voting.
I would like to, thank Commissioner Mapp for nominating me. And I hope that I can serve the commission well. And should I get elected, I'll give a little bit more of a proper remark later. But I just hope that I'll serve the commission well, and we're going to grow the industry and do great things together.
Thank you, Commissioner Lawfer. There being no other nominations for chair, is there any discussion on this matter? Any abstentions? Hearing none, Mr. Said, can you please call the vote?
Commissioner Lawfer,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro.
Yes.
The motion-
Congratulations, Chair.
Thank you. Okay.
There is, the next order of business is executive session. Do we have a motion to go into executive session?
Motion.
I didn't get that. Who was that?
So moved, Amelia.
Second, Laufer.
Okay, thank you very much, both. Is there any discussion on this motion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor of motion to go into executive session, say aye.
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 All those opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? The motion passes. We expect the executive session to last approximately 30 minutes. We will leave the live stream running. We can expect to resume at about 11:45. And then we will return to the meeting. Thank you.
Chair Lawfer, I think we're ready.
Right. Awesome. So before we're back in session, just so the public is aware. Before we start, I want to give Vice Chair Ferraro a couple minutes, and then I'll take a couple minutes, and then we'll move over to approve the prior meeting minutes.
Thank you very much, Chair. This is certainly a very exciting moment here in New Jersey, the CRC. I just want to thank the board for the confidence in electing me as vice chair. I'm honored to step into this role at such a pivotal moment for our board. With expiring terms and leadership evolving, this moment calls for clarity, accountability, and steady leadership. And it's an honor to be here. My focus is simple: support Chair Lawfer, keep the board grounded, and work to ensure that we're advancing cannabis market that is responsible, sustainable, and accessible. One that works for businesses and consumers across the board. So I'm really looking forward to getting to work. And Chair, I want to take a second to congratulate you. This is a very exciting moment, and there's no question in my mind you will bring exceptional leadership to our board, especially during this time. So thank you. Looking forward to working together.
Thank you, Vice Chair. I just want to take a couple moments, thank the commissioners for having confidence in me. I want to give a shout out to Jackie, we're taking over a new leaf. I look forward to working with you very closely. I want to also thank Krista for being a steward from our previous chair. She is and continues to be a wealth of knowledge about cannabis in the state, and I look forward to working with you for many meetings to come. And Amelia, Amelia's the best. She knows I love her. And she and I are we've known each other a while, and as always, I continue to look forward to working with you and having this industry grow with everybody on this call, to the staff, Director Riggs, all of the directors, chief counsel. I look forward to ushering in a new era of collaboration and cooperation. And I want this industry to grow and continue to flourish and operate better. I want to thank my family for their support. I want to thank the Senate President, Governor Murphy, for his appointment. Dan, Jess, you guys know who you are. And I'm looking forward to getting this moving. And with that, is there a motion to approve the prior meeting minutes?
Moved.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So let's back up for a second. I was still on mute at the time, but I
Oh,
wanted
sorry about
to,
that.
I wanted to congratulate both Commissioner Lawfer and Commissioner Ferraro and Commissioner Nash. Commissioner Ferraro and Commissioner Nash both are new commissioners to the board, but they both come with a wealth of knowledge in different aspects. And I look forward to working with both of you as we continue to move this board forward. I also must really thank Krista for her dedication and grace while serving in your role as chair. I know that Krista has transferred a lot of information to all of us. And with that, Commissioner Lawfer, Commissioner Ferraro, I strongly believe that this board will reach new heights. Thanks to you.
1,000% agree. 1,000% agree.
Thank you.
Do you have a motion to approve the prior meeting minutes?
I second. I think
So
I had
yeah, it was Nash, then Map for the move in the second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Prior meeting minutes are approved. Next is a committee report. I want to give the floor over to Commissioner Mapp to talk about her tremendously important work.
Well, thank you, Commissioner Lawfer, Chair Lawfer. Today I'm going to present the CEF report. I will give you some details about how the report has come to fruition. The official launch of the CRC occurred on April 12th, 2021, and the mission remains the same: safety, equity, and inclusion. As of December 2025, staff received a total of 3,112 recreational cannabis applications, which were submitted by the public across all license categories. 69% of our awardees are diversely owned businesses, and 23% of the awardees are social equity businesses. What is the social equity fee? The social equity fee is a per ounce flat rate fee assessed on all usable cannabis cultivated and sold in New Jersey's adult use cannabis market. As a result of a reduction in the average price of cannabis, the social equity excise fee as of January 2026 remains the same as it was in 2025, which is $2.50 per ounce. This fee is collected from cannabis cultivators when they sell or transfer product to other license classes. By the end of fiscal year 2026, the social equity fee is estimated to generate $12.4 million, and it's also projected to generate $14.1 million for fiscal year 2027. By law, 15% of this revenue is required to be deposited into the Underage Deterrence Fund. leaving a projected balance of $10.5 million to be spent on programs recommended to the legislature and the governor. The mandate. By statute, the CRC is required to host 3 public hearings per year throughout the state in order to solicit input from the public pertaining to the use of the social equity fees. The hearings for 2026 were held on January 15th, 21st, and 29th, respectively, and were advertised on the Commission's website and social media pages and via the Commission's media list, beginning in the month of November 2025. There were a total of 25 speakers and 37 written comments were submitted. All recordings for these previous meetings and any CRC meetings can be found at www.nj.gov/cannabis. Public recommendations. Here are some of the recommendations from this year's hearings. Educational support, including GED preparedness assistance, vocational training, extended learning time programs, and financial literacy training. Job readiness training and community activities to stimulate economic growth and increase or preserve residential amenities. Social support services, including food assistance, mental health services, treatment and recovery for substance use disorders, youth recreation, and services for adults and juveniles being released from incarceration. The public health sector recommended insurance coverage for patients who qualify for medical cannabis but lack the ability to pay the current out-of-pocket costs. They also suggested that revenue from cannabis sales support the expansion of healthcare services in communities most impacted by cannabis prohibition and to ensure that New Jersey is building healthy infrastructure, healthy people, healthy communities, and a healthy society. At this point, I must remind you that under the law, the governor and the legislature, through the annual appropriations process, have the sole authority to allocate or distribute revenues generated from the excise fee. The CRC does not have any authority on the distribution of any funds. Economic and technical assistance recommendations were from the public. It was suggested that using the revenue to provide increased access to capital for diversely owned and social equity business. Additional funding options, including grants and loans from New Jersey Economic Development Authority's Cannabis Equity Program to help new entrants in the cannabis market, with particular focus providing grant funding to social equity business, supporting fledgling enterprises, breaking cycles of poverty, and offering opportunities to individuals previously affected by the inequities in the criminal justice system. Ongoing technical assistance is necessary for both cannabis applicants and current license holders, especially understanding the dynamic nature of the New Jersey's cannabis law regulations. The New Jersey Business Action Center, NJ-CRC, and the Cannabis Training Academy, the CTA, are highlighted for their roles in 1, educating participants about the safe cannabis licensing procedures, and 2, ensuring regulatory compliance. Promoting business success and contributing to state economic development. Support for higher education and public libraries was also suggested. Some additional recommendations included allocating funding to community college to enhance resources for undeserved communities. These institutions are critical for bridging resource gaps and supporting residents across the state, especially those in the underserved communities, thereby bringing resources to individuals of all backgrounds. Some criminal justice reform investments reinvestment suggested programs to assist in creating pathways to opportunities for those communities harmed by prohibition. Reentry support services in the form of educational and vocational programs, which will enhance employment opportunities to returning citizens who were formerly incarcerated, specifically those in impact zones. Research has shown that it will reduce recidivism and increase self-esteem, furthering ensuring successful reintegration into the community after incarceration. For work development and youth services, the public interest was expressed in using revenue for critical educational support services, vocational training, cannabis-specific apprenticeship programs, business development, and financial literacy. Support for youth services came in the form of lunch programs, after school and out of school support by offering safe spaces to help protect children, developing healthy life habits while simultaneously offering safe recreational opportunities, specifically those in vulnerable communities. And in the public health services, commenters suggested that revenue from cannabis sales support expansion of healthcare services in communities most impacted by cannabis prohibition to ensure that New Jersey continues building that healthy infrastructure, healthy people, healthy communities, therefore building a healthy society. Providing insurance coverage in the form of a grant to patients who qualify for medical cannabis but find the out-of-pocket cost prohibitive. If cannabis was covered by medical insurance and administered by anyone with prescriptive privileges in the state of New Jersey, hospitals and other medical institutions, impoverished patients would be better served. Additional recommendations were that revenues should support both resources for and education of maternal health issues. It was stated that providing funding to maternal child health can improve chronic disease outcomes for vulnerable populations, thereby saving lives and reducing health disparities. Education for physicians. Monies should be used to teach physicians more about the endocannabinoid system to better serve patients in the state of New Jersey. Harm reduction services provide investments in local health agencies where a large percentage of indigent care is provided. Offer training to healthcare providers to counsel patients, thereby avoiding accidental harm. Educating parents and caregivers on the safe storage of cannabis and cannabis-infused products. Underage prevention and safe use messaging were also suggested. The current SEEF fund status. In summary, with a balance of $3.667 million in the undisbursed SEEF funds, plus the estimated $5.9 million to be generated for the remainder of 2026, the NJ-CRC expects roughly $9.6 million to be available from the social equity excise fee in fiscal year 2027 and recommends that revenue be invested in grants and low-interest loans to small businesses attempting to gain licensure as a cannabis business, especially those owned and operated by individuals from economically disadvantaged areas and individuals with past marijuana convictions. The final recommendations and next steps would be investing in our youth, healthcare, education, harm reduction grants, low interest loans, thereby creating pathways for opportunities and community resources are ways that SEEF can benefit those communities most harmed by the war on drugs. Now, I'd like to thank the commission. Thanks to the commission. The commission thanks everyone who shared their ideas with the CRC, and we also thank the governor and legislature for considering the recommendations provided herein. The commission looks forward to continued collaboration with stakeholders, the members of the public, the legislature, and the governor to ensure that the voices of New Jerseyans are heard and wishes are granted, so that those most harmed by the war on drugs will benefit from the funds collected from the social equity fees. And finally, we would like to thank the staff of the CRC for their continued dedication to task and their commitment to transparency. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you all. I now return the meeting to the chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Mapp. I want to commend you on the work that you've done leading this committee, running these these virtual forums. Got the privilege to sit in on a couple of them. They were really well done. So keep up the tremendous work. All right, moving right along. We have applications for permit or licensing changes. Director Riggs.
Thank you, Chair, and congratulations to both you and Vice Chair Ferraro on the recent election. I do look forward to working with both of you as we continue to roll out one of the premier cannabis markets here on the East Coast in New Jersey. The first item up for consideration are ownership changes. We have 6 of those today. There are 6 cannabis businesses that are proposing a transfer in ownership presented here on the slide for you. Each of these entities has satisfied all the regulatory criteria for an ownership change. These individuals and owners have been vetted by our Office of Compliance and Investigation and been deemed qualified to be in the adult use marketplace. And therefore, we're recommending that these ownership changes be approved today. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the board? Is there a motion to approve the ownership changes on the floor?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Said, please call the roll.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Applications for location changes. Director Riggs.
Thank you, Chair. We have 2 location changes proposed for the board today. Next slide, please. Both of these location changes have been reviewed by our Office of Compliance and Investigation. We've confirmed that these new locations satisfy the regulatory criteria, and we are recommending that they be approved today.
Are there any questions from the board? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the location change applications?
I make the motion that the location changes be approved as recommended by Director Riggs.
Is there a second?
Yes.
Mr. Said?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right. Moving right along, we have site modifications. Director Riggs.
Yeah, that's correct, Chair. We have 1 site modification or physical plant change. The regulations require an increase in canopy to be approved by the board. This Lucky Buds LLC is requesting to move from a tier 1 to a tier 6 canopy space up to 150,000 square feet for cultivation grow. And we are recommending that they be approved today by the board.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve Lucky Buds LLC location, site modification?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Said?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Next on the agenda is cannabis business applications. Next is conversions to micro-business conversions. Director Riggs.
Thank you, Chair. We have one micro to standard business conversion presented to the board today. They need to be operational for at least 1 year prior to applying to convert to a standard business. This entity has been operational for that time period. We've conducted our review in the Office of Compliance and Investigations, and we are recommending that this business, Earth Wellness LLC, be approved to convert to a standard business operation. Thank you.
Okay, any questions from the board? Seeing none, can we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Said?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Okay. Moving right along. Conditional to annual conversion applications, Director Riggs.
Thank you, Chair Lawfer. We have two conditional to annual conversion applications to be approved today. These have followed a licensing process. They've been submitted into the licensing portal. Priority assignment has been confirmed and verified. A completeness review has been conducted by our Office of Licensing. Those applications were then scored by our Office of Licensing. A qualification review of the owners and any other individuals that need to be vetted by the Office of Compliance and Investigations was conducted. We've had a quality control review with our licensing, compliance, and legal team, and we are now therefore recommending that these two applications be approved by the board today. Thank you.
Okay. Next slide. Okay.
Here they are.
Yep. Are there any questions on these two applications? RRB Extraction and Honey Groove LL Elmwood Park. Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the conditional to annual license conversions?
Move.
Second.
Mr. Said?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Awesome. Now we have annual license, annual applications, sorry. Director Rick, do your thing.
Thank you. We have 5 annual licenses up for consideration for the board today. One manufacturer, 4 retailers. They have followed a similar licensing process that I just previously articulated for the conditional annual conversions. Those 5 licenses are now up on the screen for you. Hashery, Indigo Belvedere, Marist NJ, Troy Hills Club LLC, and the Vault Dispensary Millville. We are recommending that they be approved by the board today. Thank you.
Are there any questions about the applications? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
Moved.
Seconded.
Awesome. Mr. Said?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Next, we have expanded ATC certification applications. Director Riggs.
Thank you, Chair. We have 2 expanded alternative treatment center applications up to expand into the adult use space. NJ Leaf, which is a Class 5 retailer in Aberdeen, NJ Nectar Ventures LLC in Ewing. Both of these applications or certifications, we've received zoning and municipal approvals. We've confirmed that the labor requirements are met, and they have certified that they have sufficient quantities of medical cannabis and medical cannabis products available to meet the reasonably anticipated needs of registered qualifying patients in accordance with the law. Therefore, we are recommending that both of these applications to expand into the adult use space are approved today. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions on the 2 applications? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the 2 expanded ATC certifications?
Move.
Second.
Mr. Said?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right. Next is to approve NJ Leaf expansion certification, right? No,
Nope, both are approved.
no, you're right. Both are approved. My bad.
All good.
Next is annual renewal applications. Director Riggs.
We're gonna take these in two tranches.
Yep.
The first tranche is 22 renewals. We have them listed on the screen, and we'll try to go through them a little bit slowly so everybody can see them. These licenses are effective for 1 year from the date of issuance. They're required to submit a renewal. I am going to say that we need folks. The regulations require you to submit your renewal application 90 days in advance of the regulations, and that's so that staff has adequate time to review them, present them to the board, and so that we can get them approved so that they don't lapse. Please, please, please timely submit your renewals. Things have gotten a little bit better since we've made some of these statements, but they can be a lot better, and we're looking for 100% compliance. If you don't submit 90 days in advance, you run the risk of getting a notice of violation for not complying with the regulations. We don't want folks getting notices of violations just because they can't meet a deadline. Please, please, please look to meet your deadline so that we don't have to go that route. We're looking for compliance here, but we are recommending that these 22 businesses that have submitted be renewed today by the board. Thank you.
So are there any questions on tranche number 1 of annual license renewals? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve tranche 1?
So
Moved.
moved.
There a second?
I second.
Mr. Saeed, you know the drill.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
Chair Lawfer, may I add a few
Yes.
words here?
Please.
Thank you. I also want to echo Director Riggs' thoughts on or recommendations on these renewal applications, that you must get your applications in pursuant to the statutory the regulatory requirement. Not only does it cause issues here with our staff where, we're running around trying to get these reviewed, but you don't want to get a fine. It's probably my least favorite thing to do at this commission is to issue a monetary penalty. But I do want to say some of us here hold professional licenses, and there's no wiggle room in other agencies. You either get it in or you don't get your license. So, or you get a daily fine. So just please get it in. This is your task. It's on you. Thank you. Yield the floor
100%.
back to you.
100%. Mr. Saeed, I believe we have a recusal on tranche number 2. Do you mind doing your thing?
Yes, sir. Next on the agenda, we have consideration of an annual license renewal application for the Honorable Plant LLC. Commissioner Ferraro has recused herself from this application due to an ongoing professional relationship. On account of her recusal, she will step out of the Zoom meeting while the board considers this particular application. Afterward, Vice Chair Ferraro will come back into the room and will take up the next order of business.
Okay. Commissioner Ferraro, is she exited?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Okay. Is there can we move to the next slide? Is there a motion to approve the annual license renewal for the Honorable Plant LLC?
So moved.
I'll second it. Mr. Saeed?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro is recused. Chair Lawfer,
Yes.
the motion passes.
All right.
Let's just hold off.
Yep, we're gonna take a beat. So Vice Chair Ferraro can re-enter the meeting. All right.
Just one more minute. Just all right. You should be good now.
Jackie, you in?
Yes, sir.
There we go. See, not that many awkward silences on Zoom meetings. It's great. Um, all right. Cases, claims, and petitions. Chief Counsel Towson. Toyson?
Quaison, thanks.
Toyson. I got okay. I'm sorry.
Uh, thank you, Chair. Just wanted to take a moment to congratulate you, Chair Lawfer and Vice Chair Ferraro. I think you both bring a wealth of knowledge to this industry. I think the industry is in great hands and looking forward to continue working with you both. So this agenda item is the determination of rehabilitation. We received 2 applications for rehab for 2 ATC employees. They both received notice that their criminal history check revealed a DQ, a disqualifying conviction, and these employees were given the opportunity to challenge that or apply for rehab. They did apply for rehab, and staff reviewed, and we recommend approval for both. Thank you.
Okay. So we've all reviewed the materials for the recommendation on rehabilitation. Are there any questions about the recommendation? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the recommendation of rehabilitation?
Moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, Mr. Said.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right. Next is vote to approve. Next is notices of an enforcement action. The first one on the docket is Hashery. Chief Counsel.
So we're considering 3 different enforcement actions today. The first is INV 09-2026. Entity name is Hashery. We issued an NOV to the entity for failure to adhere to the regulations by using an unapproved RV and allowing cannabis paraphernalia to be visible to the public, storing cannabis in an unsecure area. With that, turn it back over to you, Chair Lawfer, for a vote.
Yep. So let's open up discussion from the board. As you know, Hashery has been in front of the board a couple times, right, Chief Counsel?
That's correct. This is the 3rd enforcement action in the last couple of months.
And typically, in order to receive an NOV, there has been previous communication with their compliance officer and with the Office of Compliance and Investigations. We don't just go out and willy-nilly issue violations, correct?
That is correct. Compliance officers does site visits, communicates with the entity, generally recommends
Yep.
certain things to come into compliance.
So Ashery has a total of 6 violations. I think the easiest way would be to assess an amount and allow staff to attribute values for each violation. Is there any considerations from the board? Okay, I'll move forward. Unless anybody else would like to. I'll recommend that we issue a $20,000 fine for the 6 violations in total. Seeing that this is their 3rd time in front of the board, and there have been multiple violations involving inventory control and security issues. And I'll just leave it there. If there's anybody to second that motion.
I second that.
Is there any discussion or are we ready to vote?
Chair, I recognize, if I may,
Yeah, please.
I recognize advertising is probably something we should look at. However, unapproved activities, the 6 violations, the 3rd time coming in front of the board becomes concerning, especially for those operators who are trying to do the right thing. And I think that $20,000 is a fair fine. As much as I do not like to have to fine operators, we want to see operators thrive, but stay within the rules and the regulations. And yeah, so I move for the $20,000 fine.
Okay, I guess I'll second it. Mr. Said,
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
yes.
The motion passes.
Before we move on to INV 1026 Green Oasis Dispensary, what Vice Chair Ferraro said is 1,000% right. None of us like to assess fines. None of us like to be the bad guy and inhibit business, but we have an Office of Compliance and Investigation. Each entity is assigned a compliance officer, and that is their, it's the first time I'm going to say this. Please listen to your compliance officer. They are the base level resource for all of these cannabis entities. So moving on to INV 1026, Green Oasis.
So we
Okay. Chief Counsel.
We issued an NOV to Green Oasis for failure to adhere to the regulations to restrict dispensary access to authorized personnel, failing to maintain complete, accurate, and confidential records of all cannabis sales. Effectively, one of the co-owners had entered the premises, and it was a violation of security regulations. That I turn it back over to you, Chair Lawfer.
Yeah, so upon reading the materials and speaking with OCI staff, this is, it is incredibly important to make sure that product and security controls are there. I would move for a $1,000 fine on this. How do
I'll
we feel about
second that.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Mr. Said?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right, moving on to INV 1726, which is the third and final enforcement action that we're going to make today. Chief Counsel Tway Sung.
Thanks, Chair. This one, an NOV was issued to Cream Retail Dispensary for failing to sell cannabis items directly to a consumer. The facts here were a co-owner used an employee's point of sale login to complete the transaction for the sale of cannabis items in the name of another co-owner. And with that, I turn it back over to you, Chair.
So for me, this industry is built on selling direct to consumer. That is a, tenant of the industry, and we're not supposed to buy cannabis for other people. And I consider this offense to be severe. I would like to hear, I consider these two offenses to be severe. I would like to open it up to the board, see if anybody else would like to add, or if they have a number in mind that they would like to bring up.
Chair, I would like to issue a $5,000 monetary penalty.
Is there a second?
Chair, I would agree with that. However, if I may just make a comment on
Please.
took
Please.
it took a long time for us, meaning the state of New Jersey, to allow for adult use. And I just a friendly reminder. It wasn't easy, by the way, right? And so just a friendly reminder to our operators and the broader community how important it is that we operate in good faith and we maintain our integrity. Consumers and those that aren't totally familiar with our program, maybe consumers who are on the fence, looking to walk into a dispensary, when they read about stuff like this, it compromises all of us, the state, the agency, and obviously the operators. So I just ask just to be mindful that in what the actions that are taken for one operator affects everybody, including us. So I just wanted to get that on the record. Thank you.
Absolutely. So we have a motion and a second on assessing Cream Retail Dispensary $5,000 fine. Mr. Said, can you call the roll?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes, the fact that the person who used the ID to purchase this product, the ID that was used was not an online purchase, or was that person present in the store? So I do agree with the $5,000 fine.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
So before we go into public comment, we are adding an agenda item as it pertains to delegated authority. Mr. Said, is there a slide for that, or are we just going?
I think we're just going.
Okay. I would like to motion that we delegate authority in the same manner in which we delegate for management service agreements and franchise service agreements as it pertains to renewals. Furthermore, I would like to afford staff the ability to offer an administrative extension in certain circumstances. Obviously, the resolution will be public as it's ready, so the public will get a chance to speak on it. But I do want to make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Said, is there any discussion before we go? Is there any discussion? Okay, Mr. Said, do your thing.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right. Mr. Said, your favorite part of the meeting, public comment.
Thanks. As a reminder, public speakers during this afternoon's public comment period will be limited to 3 minutes. Please be respectful and concise during your comments. So the first person I have to speak, that registered to speak, is Angel Fernandez. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. The last four of the telephone number is 1859. And just as a reminder, it is *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute. Angel Fernandez, last four of the telephone number is 1859. Okay, I don't see that person. The next person is Thomas Norcia. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. Last four of the telephone number is 2406. Thomas Norcia, 2406. I don't see that person. The next person is Andrew Sikoloff. Last four of the telephone number is 3016. Andrew Sikoloff. I don't see that person. The next person is George Sanchez. Last four of the telephone number is 2749. George Sanchez, 2749. I don't see that person. The next person on the list is Jahira Rollins. Jahira Rollins. Last four of the telephone number is 0802. I don't see that person. The next person is Jared Turner. Last four of the telephone number is 7954. Jared Turner. I don't see that person. The next person is Christopher Schultz. Last four of the telephone number is 6521. Christopher Schultz. I don't see that person. I do see the first person I did call, Angel Fernandez. So I'm going to give him the chance. Angel, you have the floor.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Angel.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't join before because it wasn't letting me on the phone.
No worries. Go ahead. You have the floor.
Okay. Good afternoon, members of the commission. My name is Angel Fernandez, and I'm an 18-year-old registered medical patient from Newark. I'm here to address a direct conflict with the current regulations. While the state recognizes my legal right as a registered patient to use cannabis, the current consumption lounge rule exclude me solely based on my age. Despite my medical card, this creates a significant barrier to safe access. My apartment also prohibits indoor smoking. Furthermore, because of my age, New Jersey law bars me from purchasing vaporized products, which offers more of a discreet alternative. Consequently, I am left without any legal indoor space to use my medicine. I often find myself outdoors, which makes me feel uncomfortable. Additionally, the weather condition sometimes makes it worse. It's New Jersey after all. I'm requesting that the commission grant a regulatory waiver under the NJ-CRC 1730/37 to allow registered medical patients ages 18 to 20 to access consumption lounges at hybrid dispensaries. The commission has continually emphasized its commitment to protecting patient access. I am asking that this commitment extends to patients in my demographic, ensuring that we're not denied a safe legal space to consume our medicine. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Angel.
Thank you very much. That is a very fair point, and we can discuss that with staff and the proper regulatory councils. Is there anybody else, Mr. Saeed?
No, that's it. That'll conclude the registered speakers we have for today's public meeting.
Sounds good. So after public comment is probably Mr. Saeed's true favorite part of the meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 12:49, we're adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
all.
all.